Good day, everyone. Welcome back to BST African Electronic Surgery on Friday. Yeah, finally Friday. Let's fix some things on a Friday. And what do we have on a Friday? We have this laptop. It's a Compaq, HP Compaq CQ58. That's the model of this laptop. And this laptop came in as no power. So we have to put the right diagnosis and fix this laptop. The first thing is to check the charger. We have to check the charger for 19 volts. And on the screen, we do have 19.3. Plug in the charger. We must have some kind of light here. So no light, no life. The laptop is just dead. Pressing the power. There's no light, it's just completely gone. So let's try to fix this. So we don't have light. Let's take out the battery. Let me take out all the screws and we see. But based on the fact that we don't have light, something's wrong with either the 3.3 or a 19 volts power line. What do you think? I can bet something's not right on those power supplies. So let me take out all the screws and then we check together. So that's the inside of the laptop. So what can we check here? The charging port is here. Plug in the charger. Let's check to see if we have any voltage. We have the I.T.C here and the BIOS chip on pin number 8. We have nothing. Okay. On the ENE, we have 0. So the 3.3 is not present. Here we do have another BIOS chip on pin number 8. 0. We have some ceramic capacitors in parallel mode, which I believe they are the ceramic capacitors on the input of the power supply, which are meant to carry 19 volts into the power supply. On the other side, 0. On the other side, we have 0. So the 19 volts is not on. And I can't see anything on this side of the board. Probably my MOSFETs are on the other side. Let's see. Let's take out the motherboard. So, how is everyone? I do have many friends in South Africa. I do love South Africa because it's like South Africa is on top. Many of my subscribers, they are from South Africa. Not even in my country, no. But actually from South Africa. I need to check out the motherboard. Because we have to play with the motherboard. We have to play with the motherboard. We don't need the screen. We need to understand why this board doesn't have voltage. Why this motherboard doesn't have voltage? That is a very good question. So what is here? We have some power supplies. I can't see like any blown up component. The I.T.C here, that's the microcontroller. I.T.C IT8518E. That's the controller, the startup chip. Okay. So we have the charging port. We have two MOSFET in serial mode, diode mode. Let's check for short. Yeah, I'm checking on the current sensor. So the main 19 volts is shorted to ground. That should be another motherboard lessons. That should be another motherboard lessons. Let's see together. Let's see now. Let's see that the input. So what do we have here? We do have the charging port here. We do have the charging port here. Which one is ground? So this pin is on the plus. You can see we do have this MOSFET, 3 pins together, and the plus of the multimeter is coming here. So that's the input of the first MOSFET. On the output we have the 4 pins together, which is drain, and is going to this second MOSFET and through this black current sensor, current resistor. So checking to ground with the current sensor, you can hear the beep. This is 0, 0. That means short to ground on the main 19 volts power rail. So what can be shorted? Something is not right on the main 19 volts power line. Let us inspect the motherboard. Maybe you can see something. Maybe. This looks like the vehicle processor power supply. 4 MOSFETs, 2 coils. Okay. That's the processor. I'm curious to see what can be fault here. What can be fault? What is this? This MOSFET looks weird. Huh? Like water damage. Okay. That the ENE startup chip. You can see IT85E. Okay. And all the pins looks fine. So I will start by cleaning this MOSFET. This area doesn't look good to me. You see this MOSFET, this one. This doesn't look good to me. So let's clean that MOSFET. But I don't think that is the problem. I don't think that is the problem. Do you think that can solve the problem? Let's check again on the input. Let's check again for short. And it's still shorted. So that MOSFET has nothing to do with the short circuit. So how do we find out where's the short? You can see the power supply is set on 4.72 volts around the 3 amps. So I'll go straight on the current sensor and try to find out what is taking that current. 3 amps. So what is taking that current? What is taking that current? What is taking that current? Straight on the current sensor. What is shorted here? Let's do a trick because I need to check on the other side of the motherboard. Let's do a trick because we need to go on the other side of the motherboard. We need to go on the other side of the motherboard because I have a feeling that the short is on the other side of the board. So there are chances that we are going to fix this board. Greater chances to fix this. I need to solder a wire here. There was someone, one of our subscribers, who requested me to help fixing his motherboard, but unfortunately it's hard to help someone over the phone. Whereas the person doesn't have enough tools, you have to come with the power supply, you inject some power, and you see how the motherboard is behaving. So I'll come with the power supply on this side of the board. What is shorted here? Something is getting warm this area. Oh, it is a MOSFET. It is a MOSFET. So let's check together. I think I just found the problem. Something is not right here. Here, something is not right. So what I would do, we shall use the voltage injection method, like always, and try to find out what is taking that current. Something here. Something is not right. So I will come with the power supply. What is shorted here? What is shorted here? Let's raise the current. .8 volts. Now let's see now. Power. Check that MOSFET. What do you think about that MOSFET? Again? What is the problem here? What do you think is the problem? Let's come with power again. I think this MOSFET is my problem. This one. I think that is the problem. So I think we have to take down the MOSFET, and let's take down this MOSFET quickly. Let's take down our suspect here. Let's take down our suspect. Something is not right with this MOSFET. Why I can't take out this MOSFET so fast? MOSFET is out. And now we need to check for short again. Same place. Let's check for short again. Ground. And the short is gone, you see? So our problem is the MOSFET. That is our problem. This MOSFET that is our problem. Let's check that MOSFET. Drain to source. You see, the MOSFET is shorted because we do have the 4 pins, which is drain, 3 pins together, source, and 1 pin, which is the gate. Drain, source, and gate combination should not be mixed up. So let me look for a MOSFET, and we'll try to replace that MOSFET. Let's try to understand how this MOSFET, which we took out, is working. Diode. This is not ground. So all 3 pins for source, they are going to ground, and the drain is connected on the 19 volts. You can see it's beeping here straight to the ceramic capacitor. So that's the input of the MOSFET, which is switching to ground. Okay. So where can you get replacement? I do have a similar board here. They look same, but they are not the same. So let's try to look for that MOSFET. Where can I get the ceramic capacitor connected on the 19 volts? Here. You can't see, but the other probe is connected to the ceramic capacitor, which is on the 19 volts power rail. It's connected on that capacitor, which is on the 19 volts power rail. So what I would do, I'll stick one probe here, and the other probe, 1, 2, 3, 4, is going to the 19, and the other side yeah, that's my MOSFET, BA30 131B. So what I'm just doing here, I'm swapping this MOSFET with another MOSFET doing the same job. That's how you swap the MOSFETs. We have to look for an MOSFET which is doing the same job. So let's take down this MOSFET. Let's take down this MOSFET. Let's take down this MOSFET. Yeah, the board is still sucking the heat. Soon we'll be in a position to take down the MOSFET. Our MOSFET is out. Now, replacing the MOSFET, we have to replace it the same way. I believe the MOSFET is soldered in properly. As you can see on the microscope, I think it is soldered properly. Now let's check together. Let's check together. Are we now have a working motherboard? I want to isolate that area where there was a corroded MOSFET here with flux. That's a good insulator. Just like that. Now let's see now. Let's see now. Let's assume the motherboard is working. Let's assume the motherboard is now working. You know, I was about to bet that this is a shorted capacitor like usual, but today is a different story. Let's take out this jumper. We don't need it anymore. In most cases, we are getting like a shorted ceramic capacitor. But this time it's a MOSFET. This time it's a MOSFET. We just want to test the motherboard. That's what we want to do here. Just want to test to see if we now have a working motherboard. That's the most important thing. The board is too hot. The board is too hot. What do you think? Is this a fail or not? Is this a fail or not? I don't know myself. I don't know if this is a fail or but I don't think this is a fail. Let's put one more screw here to hold the charging port. Now is that moment. It's that moment of testing. Huh? Plug in the charger and we have the white light. You can see that white light. Let's try to power on with a tweezer. You know the condition for the laptop to start up the motherboard, shorting pins to ground. I'll short the first pin, the second one, the third one, fourth pin to ground, and the fan is spinning. We took out the BIOS battery, so we must be patient here. Yeah, the board is on. You can see here, but nothing on the screen. How is that possible? Let's check out the charger. Let's check out this connector. Let's put back the connector. What else we can do? Taking out the RAM. Put back the RAM memory. Now let's see. Let's see. Any picture on the screen? On. The board is on. I can't see anything on the screen. Why? Why no picture? What do you have? Let's check some voltages here. That's what we can do at the moment, because we don't have picture on the screen. On the RAM 1.5, on the processor Why? 19. I think we have to check many things here. So basically the board is coming on, but we have no picture. Let's turn it on again. On, you can see the fan spinning. We do have the LED here, but nothing on the screen. So at this moment we need to check further. We need to check further. I don't think this is a RAM fault, a faulty RAM or something. So let's start from that point. Let's take out the charger. Let's take out the motherboard. We want to start from a certain point. So what is the point where we want to start? What did we found? We found a shorted motherboard, and the main 19 volts was shorted to ground, and the short was being caused by this MOSFET, which is the, if we check here, we have like two MOSFETs, and then we have those coils and output capacitor on the other side. This is the vehicle section for the processor power supply. So if this MOSFET was faulty, it's most likely that the GPU, because this some kind of motherboard with the GPU inside the processor and it's removable, that's the lucky case. So we can try with a different processor. Let's check out this processor. Or before taking, let's check the resistance of this processor. The resistance. 1 second. Let's take out this processor. Let's take out the processor. I believe this processor is not right. Yeah, the thermal paste is sort of rocky. Let's check those coils. Before I took out the processor, I want to check the resistance of this coil to ground. 6 ohms. We have like 0 ohms. You can see on the screen 0 ohms. That's an indication of a dead processor. We must not have something like that. So I took out this processor. Let's try to find another processor. Where's that board where we took the MOSFET? Let's try to look for another processor here. I'm sure this processor is gone. 0 ohms. Another processor. I just took another processor from board for space. And all what we need to do is to see if we have picture on the screen. Thermal paste. Or heat compound, whatever I call it, just to take out the heat. And let's try with a different processor. Because I'm not happy with this processor. If the MOSFET was shorted, there are some chances that even now we have like 5 ohms. We now have 5 ohms. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this was supposed to be a very short video, taking out the MOSFET, replacing the MOSFET. But now I'm on the second fault. I'm on the second fault. Hopefully now we must have picture. If this processor is also good. If not, I'll test with a different one again. Let's see now. Plug in the charger. We still have light, which is a good sign. Where's that tweezer? Want to power on the motherboard. Shorting 40 pin to ground. On. Let's wait. Any picture on the screen? No picture on the screen. Why? Why? Why we don't have picture? Even with a different processor, we don't have any picture here. Huh? Let me test with a different processor, and then we'll see if that will change anything. Yeah, this is what I call a hard repair. So why? Why? This is the second processor still not working. Why? I changed the RAM like 2-3 RAM, I changed the processor 2-3, still the laptop is coming on but no picture. Let's go back a little bit. So what did we found at first? We found a shorted MOSFET. And what is this power supply? This looks like the vehicle power supply for the processor. You can see 4 MOSFETs, 2 coils and some output capacitor on the other side of the board. So if we're going to draw the schematics, I think we need to draw schematics here. Because we have to understand why there's no picture. We have like a ceramic capacitors here, like ceramic capacitors on the input. After that we have like MOSFETs, another MOSFET here, and here we do have the driver. Here we have some ceramic capacitors connected to the 19 volts, and we have 2 MOSFETs again and 2 MOSFETs. The other MOSFET is switching to ground. The other MOSFET is connected on the plus. And on the output we do have some coils. Here we have another coil and output capacitor here, So if this MOSFET, this one, which is switching to ground, is shorted, because what this MOSFET is meant to do, when the MOSFET they are switching up down, it will create voltage here on the output for the processor, 1 volt. And here, if this MOSFET is shorted, there is possibility that the 19 volts just pass through the inductor to the processor. So our problem is this processor, because if this MOSFET was shorted, there's possibility that this processor received more than 1 volt, and from that point the GPU inside the processor died. So I don't understand why we don't have picture. But what I will do, we'll test one more time. Let's test one more time. Let's test one more time with another processor. Thermal paste to take out the heat. Yeah, this is a tricky repair. You fix something and you find out something else is not working. I can see on the OBS it's close to 50 minutes, nearly an hour. This was supposed to be a 20 minutes job. But it's not like that. Let's test again. This is the final test. If it doesn't work, I'll quit this repair because we have too many jobs. So this must be our last test. But the process, I believe, is fault. and probably I'm testing with different processors, because if the MOSFET was shorted, there's possibility that the GPU died due to over voltage. So let's test again. 40 pin to ground on, and we have picture. Check here. No boot device not found. Please install operating system. It's working. It is working. Yeah. I pull out the charger by mistake. 40 pin to ground, and we have picture. Yeah, this wasn't an easy repair. So if you have such kind of problem, you have a shorted MOSFET on the vehicle section, there's possibility that even the GPU will die. So this processor is faulty. Where's that processor? This one. This is the original processor. Died after the MOSFET was shorted. So yeah, I'll stop this video because we have other jobs to fix. What I can say, you must have patience to such kind of jobs, and you have to understand how the motherboards are working. So what can we say? You have a nice weekend. Don't forget to share our videos to a beloved friend and relatives, and probably see you on the next job. Bye.